This thing is so annoying and frustrating and stupid. And welcome back. This is a very, 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 very good start. Welcome back. Should I just give up? Welcome back, Weirdos and Weebies, to the television show for today. These are going to kind of be out of order. So basically, I've been doing a series, I've been doing loads of episodes on this deck I've made. This deck has been really fun to play, and it's been a control Wall Knight deck with some healing aspects, which is basically, I expected this to not do very well in ranked. Not do very well, no, more like, meh. I'd expect it to have, kind of a 50-50 win rate. But so far, I've had 4 games and won every single one. And I know 4 games isn't loads, but still, that's a good sign so far. If I lose the next one, then still I'm going, if you would convert that to, how Fry does 10 games and then see how many he wins and loses, that would be 8 and 2, which basically if it's 7 and 3 or better, then it's enough to be a competitive deck most of the time. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this deck, but then while recording the the third one, the fourth one, while recording the fourth one, I ran out of space, and I started deleting all my videos. There was, a whole lot more than I thought that I forgot to delete, and I accidentally deleted the first one. So I got the second one and the third one still, but the first one I deleted, so even though this is being recorded after the second and third one, this is going to be like the first one I upload, just so I can go back over everything in the deck. So, actually, I need to do that first. So, yeah, we've got, in our 1-drop slot, we've got our Colonel Pult, very underrated card in my opinion. No, I never see it used, and I feel like it's actually very, very useful. Water Balloons is already a card that actually could be seen in play if it just was a little bit less expensive. If it was 1 sword, it would be a very effective trick. So having Colonel Pult basically be a water balloon that also puts a 1/1/1 with team up on the board is pretty good. Having a 1/1 on the board is actually a bad thing, but the fact it has team up means you can easily just increase the damage it does to stop it just charging the block meter. And then we have this card, which is just the god of having the best trades ever. So yeah, these 1-drops are made to deal with pesky little starting plays like Con Man and all that, to get them off the board as fast as possible. Then there's Gravebuster. I wasn't going to run Gravebuster, but the first game I had, which was cut out now, was against a Gravestone Neptuna, and it literally, I only got one of the Gravebusters, but that one Gravebuster saved my life. Also, I've been playing some people with Pogo, so yeah, that's a good thing to have. Obviously, we've got some Ramp here, and we've got Spikeweed Sector, probably one of the best control cards in the game, just for being cheap and consistent and permanent, as long as they don't have an environment, which if they do, they're probably going to play it in a lane they don't want to play it in, just to get rid of yours. Triceratops is in here just because even though it doesn't really fit in this deck, it's another win condition, and this is one of those cards that doesn't need to fit in the deck. It's just so good you can put it in any Guardian deck you want, and I can't think of any deck where this doesn't go in it. Unless it is a very, very, very tight deck, even if it doesn't fit. In control decks like this, it does not fit, but it goes in anyway because it's just that good. We've got Healing in the 3 slot, as well as Planting, because it trades amazingly and it puts pressure on them to use their control cards to get rid of it. And if they use their control cards on this, then they can't use it on any of these, which is obviously going to put them in a bad spot. This is also an amazing card for trading. This is more of a minion-based control deck. It's really based on having amazing trades rather than controlling, although you can control with that and that. And also the Shamrocket and Hammer combo. You may think I should win more Shamrockets, but in most cases I've found that 2 is the perfect amount, because when I run 3 or 4, the majority of the time I just draw them and I won't need them all game, and they'll just be a dead card in my hand. There actually aren't very many big zombies in the game anymore. You really will only see yourself using this on legendaries and Zomblob, and most people won't even get to play their legendaries in most games, because they'll usually try and rush you down with their cheat cards. And Hammer is amazing for dealing with those cheat cards. Also, if you see a Stompidon, boop. Just healing here. This is mainly just here to fill out the 5 slot. It isn't really a full-on win condition, but it can help. This is both a win condition and a control card. This card is amazing. I'll admit, and I'm talking too much, aren't I? But whatever. I'll admit this card is that I used to think this card would be terrible. To be fair, it did get buffed quite a bit before it was released, but I hated the idea of this card. Because I thought, oh yeah, Cob Cannon, that's like the best card in the best plant in Plants vs Zombies 1. It's very expensive. This could be like the new Cornucopia, and instead they just kind of made it this. Oh, it's a big minion. Oh boy, I'm kind of disappointed with how they made it. But I have to admit that this is amazing value. I did not want this card to turn out like this, but I have to admit that it's quite an effective card like this because giving zombies, this is on a perfect usage, but this is basically 699 that is also a free squash if you manage to get it off. Now, even if you don't, if you even just manage to give a zombie -1/-1, you've basically put down a 677. Also, it makes use of the little buddies that Poppin' Poppies drops, the Kernel Pulse, which will be useless otherwise sometimes. If you put down a thingy, if you get a walnut from your power and you just played it to draw a card and it's not very useful, or maybe even some walnuts from walnut bowling if it goes on that long. Then there's Soul Patch and there's Cornucopia. I did lose my Cornucopia, I recycled it because it was too slow in this meta, but this deck made it decent again, and I got it in the legendary pack that came on yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday, so yeah. With that said, hopefully I can fit in the game now, because I've talked way too much. Now the game you missed was against the Boogaloo, which is a pretty fast game, and hopefully this is going to be basically the same thing. It's not the same guy, by the way, but because they were Silver League for X16, and their name didn't begin with F. I don't remember exactly what it was. Anyway, but yeah, they basically just put loads of dancers on the board and tried to flamenco me, but they flamencoed me when I had a 7 on my drop meter, so literally my block meter, so literally, I even rolled a 1, but I still blocked it, and I was just like, okay, and then I just, rushed him down with Cob Cannon and all that, so yeah. I actually don't think I've gotten Triceratops yet, so it's nice to see that I've got it in my hand now. Hopefully it won't take too long to redraw. Okay. Right, that's gonna be it for this episode. You know what? Why the hell not? I'm ending this one here. See you in the next one, guys, where I'll actually have a game. Bye.